Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. Today, we're going to be taking a very honest look at the new 7 Up Shirley Temple. Today, I'm going to walk you guys through the semi-complicated story about 7 Up Shirley Temple and how it has appeared this year. And then, I'm going to do a taste test and let you guys know exactly what I think. But before then, as the tagline suggests, it is pomegranate and cherry soda, both naturally and artificially flavored. Let's get into the history. So, there being cherry flavor in here, cherry 7 Up, it actually originates all the way back in 1987, where cherry 7 Up was released for the very first time. In cherry 7 Up, it lasted all the way up until I think it was 2007 or 2008, and then it was renamed and reformulated into Cherry 7-Up Antioxidant. Now, 7-Up Cherry Antioxidant lasted all the way until 2012. Until 2012 hit. Once 2012 hit, Keurig Dr. Pepper, which are the owners of 7-Up Cherry, or 7-Up, they had received a lawsuit against them because the title antioxidant, people felt like that was misleading, saying, well, antioxidants, they come from vitamin E. So if you're going to create this soda that's got all this sugar in it and you're going to claim that it has antioxidants, that's misleading. You're promoting something to be healthy that's not. So it was a lawsuit that Keurig Dr. Pepper had lost, and so they lost and they renamed and reformulated and returned 7-Up Cherry Antioxidant back to just 7-Up Cherry. And along the way, in 2007, there was 7-Up Pomegranate that had come out for the holiday seasons from 2007 to 2010. And then 7-Up Pomegranate was discontinued. And it came back out 6 years later in 2016 for the holidays, and then it was discontinued a second time and came back out once again 5 years later in 2021. And although there's nothing further on the internet that is said about 7-Up Pomegranate, off of personal experience, I've seen 7-Up Pomegranate pop back up in some stores in both 2022 and 2023. Now, this is where the new 7-Up Shirley Temple comes into play. It would appear that Keurig Dr. Pepper, the owners of 7-Up, are going a different route and they're trying something completely different. In 7-Up Pomegranate might be discontinued, and this is a new flavor that is infused with pomegranate and cherry flavors in this soda, both naturally and artificially flavored. And it is a limited edition, and it's the same concept as Sprite Vanilla Frost. It's a holiday drink, so definitely get it while you can. Honestly, I would wish some of you good luck finding this. It's pretty hard to find. I actually had to get a hold of my mother-in-law for this because I knew that she still had a bottle in her fridge. And her and my father-in-law, they came right up on it when some of it was at Food for Less. But I'd gone back there a couple times and couldn't find it. And so thank you to my mother-in-law for letting me take this because this was hard to find. So now that I've given you guys a history lesson on 7-Up Shirley Temple, it is time to try this thing out. And I'm really curious because I think 7-Up Pomegranate and both 7-Up Cherry are pretty good. Pomegranate is better. But I'm very curious to see how the pomegranate and both cherry taste infused together. Is it going to taste like pomegranate 7-Up or cherry 7-Up? Or is it going to just taste like its own complete new thing fused together? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's just go ahead and get into this and see what we're dealing with. Oh, boy, does that smell good. Shout out to ASMR Ral. He actually had recommended that I get my hands on this. ASMR Ral, buddy, I was actually already aware of this, but just been so busy and This stuff's kind of hard to find, so that's why I haven't done it until now. Seven Up Shirley Temple pomegranate and cherry soda, naturally and artificially flavored. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Dang. That's got good flavor. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. I do have memory of pomegranate in both cherry 7-Up. They both don't taste that great, to be honest. They're very decent sodas. They're both like 6.5s or 7s, maybe even 6s, but for whatever reason, the pomegranate in the cherry soda mixed, it brings out a whole new dynamic of something that is much greater than what 7-Up has ever seen before, in my own personal opinion. Oh, man. It's just so tasty. It's hard to imagine how fusing two flavors together could taste so much better. Like, if you have memory of what 7-Up cherry tastes like, and both 7-Up pomegranate, like I said, they're decent. They're not out of this world. But this, not only is it pomegranate and cherry soda mixed, but it is its own complete new entity. A new and improved, remastered flavor that 7-Up has never seen. It's a little bit more mild, but man, it is dynamic. Very, very, very good flavor. I don't know how else to describe that. I'm definitely tasting some pomegranate. I'd say about 35% pomegranate and 65% cherry. But man, that is good. It's kind of similar to the story of Pepsi. How there's Pepsi Vanilla, which is very hard to find, in Wild Cherry or Pepsi Wild Cherry. If you try to mix those two together, it doesn't taste that right. But if you ever got your hands on some Pepsi Cherry Vanilla, you can taste the cherry in both the vanilla, but them being fused together, there's just something about it that you can't get unless you get Pepsi Cherry Vanilla. And that is discontinued, sadly. But I would honestly say that although this is not a cola, and it's just a 7-Up cola, as a reviewer that's got tons of experience, I would say that this is the next best thing to Pepsi Cherry Vanilla, even though it's in a complete different ballpark. Like, this stuff is good. And so if you can get your hands on it, definitely try it. Oh, man. It's taken so much self-control for me not to drink more of this right now. So there you guys have it. At the end of the day, 7-Up Shirley Temple gets a perfect score of 10 out of 10. Look no further than this. Thank you all for watching. If you're new to this channel and you need something else to do, I got 4 videos that I need to promote to 1,000 views. The first one is, does Pepsi Weeba Chew actually taste different than original Pepsi Blue? For those of you that don't know, Pepsi Weeba Chew is the rarest Pepsi Blue on the planet. Maybe other than an original Pepsi Blue from Mexico. That might be just as rare. Second one is going to be eating an entire bag of Doritos. Mukbang that I did a year ago. The third one is going to be, what is actually the difference between Rebel and Red Bull? In the fourth video, that might intrigue you guys the most, for some of you, is going to be, does Crystal from the makers of Pepsi, what does Crystal from the makers of Pepsi actually taste like? Crystal from the makers of Pepsi is actually what came out after the original failure of Crystal Pepsi in 1993. Crystal from Pepsi came out in 1994, and it was the same similar concept of a clear cola, but they had added a citrus taste to it. I'll make sure to leave all 4 of those videos down in the description of this video. And for all other extras and even ways to help support this channel, it's all going to be listed down in the description below. Maximus the Fourth here. As always, I thank you guys for watching and have yourselves a fantastic 7 Up Shirley Temple Day. See you on the next one. God bless you guys.